Good morning. So I wanted to come in with part two about, do we need to know why things hurt? And this has been coming up a lot with clients recently and some family and friends that have come to talk to me and ask me questions. When you get a flare up, is it important to know why you got that flare up? And how important is it to know that? So let's say you went out gardening for the first time in a year. It was the first beautiful spring day, and you go out and you're out there for like 4 hours. You're hauling stuff, you're squatting for long periods of time. You wake up the next morning and maybe your back is totally done, or your hip flexors just seize up on you. You can probably put the two things together, right? Like, okay, I haven't done this in a long time. Clearly it was the gardening. I pushed myself really hard. That's what it was. Lesson learned. But oftentimes we don't have a direct reason. We don't know what the flare up came from. Everything was the same. You like rack your brain and you're like, I didn't do anything different. I didn't even eat differently. Like nothing changed. Why did this happen? I slept well. After 24 hours of trying to rack your brain, if you can't figure it out, let it go. After 24 hours, I would even say, like, if you can't figure it out within the first, few hours, let it go and start to focus on your recovery and your resiliency. You do not have to know why you're hurting in order to get better. Yes, it would be nice to know exactly what you did so that you can work on that particular thing. Let's say you stand a particular way when you wash dishes and you just have no idea. It would be nice. It would be nice to be able to figure that out so that you can position yourself differently when you wash the dishes so that you don't have the recurring flare up. However, we know that flare-ups don't happen so consistently. Right? So a lot of times a flare-up can happen for many different reasons. You may not be washing dishes and you might get a flare-up because of a conversation you had the day before that you didn't even realize you had with someone that you didn't really like. Like it didn't register, but maybe it triggered you in a certain way and you get a flare up the next day. It's going to be really hard to figure that out. So you might not be able to pinpoint it exactly. Also, we know that we don't have to fix the exact issue, as I talked about in the past video, to get better. We can work on your ability to be resilient. So can we get your hips strong enough so that they don't flare up when you're standing washing dishes? So you don't have to know that it's the washing dishes issue. You just get your hips stronger and more resilient and more adaptable so that they can withstand those situations more often. So just a little food for thought. It is super frustrating to not know. Of course, we want to know why we get the flare-ups that we get. And if you can figure it out, great, and you can work with that. But if you can't, you can still move forward. You can still focus on your ability to reduce the amount of time you're in the flare-up. Let it be, last time you were in the flare-up for 2 months, you focus on being in the flare-up for 2 weeks this time. Last time it was a week, you focus on getting over it within a day this time. So stay moving forward in your thought process when you feel like you're getting stuck in a rut trying to figure something out.